Hello fashion friends and family, this is Stacy Stube here from Sobromo and Elsa Fitzgerald Studio. I am prepping for our introduction to sewing class. We're very fortunate that Channel 11 News covered our factory and school in the news this past weekend because our classes, especially our introduction to sewing classes, have booked out. This area isn't fully set up yet, but we're gonna we're gonna have factory tours, and so we're gonna give a little bit of background on the garment industry. We're gonna set up a demo area here where we have some of the cut work sort of bundled and showcased so they can see the process. We have started a few client consults, so just having those one-on-ones with whether they're students or new clients trying to do development or just entrepreneurs are very confused with the process. We do try to navigate people towards our training. We've created these programs so that people can kind of really learn the start to finish, and that's what the Fashion Entrepreneurs Essentials training is. We do have another one coming up this April. One thing I have struggled to commit to has been my own work. So I do have my own private label. I originally developed it in Bali, Indonesia. This is the Gabriella dress. This is actually I made this dress here in Baltimore. But I really I think I hide behind the school, and I was definitely disillusioned with the garment industry, so I felt that the world doesn't need another garment. Yet I realized the world does need trade skills. The world does need our hands moving and sewing and keeping skills alive. So this Sabrina suit, which will be featured, I believe, in Baltimore Magazine in the May or June issue. I, as a designer, am committing to make my designs and my collection here in Baltimore, to produce them here, so it creates a job. So I kind of hope that within our school programming, we're able to create the resources and infrastructure so that other designers can go to market and really challenge the notion of big business and do smaller production runs. One of my big intentions is to go back to the origins of Baltimore's garment industry. Historically, we were known for our menswear, fine tailoring. Joseph A. Banks was established here. We had London Fog, among other menswear companies. That my background actually was in men's tailoring. At least I worked at Hugo Boss in my early years, and I loved it. I love men's suiting, but in particular, I always felt that women's wear was sort of left behind. So it's a big challenge. I don't know if we will succeed with it, but we are starting to work on a women's suit collection through the Elsa Fitzgerald label. It's mainly so that I can test run to see, is it feasible, what does the cost structure look like. My first completed version of this dress is called the Duchess of Baltimore, and it was actually developed in the Baltimore Museum of Industry, where I was not allowed to use a sewing machine, so I had to do everything 100% by hand. So I hand cut, collage with the lace, and put it back together. So this takes a long time, which I just need to find the time to do, along with some of these other garments that we will start to redevelop here in Baltimore.